And I would like to give the floor first to Ken. Ken Ebie is from the New York Mayor's Office, Media and Entertainment, Green Film Initiative. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Julio. Hey, Peace Day. Hey, Peace Day.
What's up?
All right. I know we're getting to the end of the day. I just want to wake everybody up. My name is Ken Ebie, and I am thrilled to be here. I am representing the Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment, and the program that we recently launched last year to address sustainability concerns in the television and film industry. The program is called NYC Film Green, and like many other programs, we thought that New York City would really be the ideal city to kick off a program that aims to encourage the entire television and film industry to think more carefully about how to conduct a sustainable production. So why New York City? Well, just last season, and some of you who live in New York City may have seen an uptick in production vehicles on your block or in the areas that you frequent. You might see NYPD presence roping off a street or a sidewalk for some of your favorite TV and movie stars to shoot a scene. Well, production, particularly television, episodic television production is at an all-time high. Last season, there were 56 television shows that were filmed in New York City. And what that means is that it is incumbent on the city to think about how that industry impacts our environment. So very, very clearly in line with some of the long-term thinking that really makes some of the most sustainable progress on key issues. The New York City mayor launched an initiative called One NYC, which is aimed at a lot of long-term structural issues, such as infrastructure development, addressing the explosion of the population here in New York City, which we will see a tremendous explosion of the population by 2040, and also looking at the changing economy. One of the most important issues that was also highlighted in that long-term project and that report was climate change. So with increased television and film production, we think about what is the impact on the environment. And so what this program does is it is the first government-sponsored sustainability program for the television and film industry. And it is a voluntary program that any production that shoots at least one day within the 5 boroughs may participate in. What we ask them to do is we ask them to conduct a number of sustainability requirements in the areas of waste reduction, not using as many products that will end up in landfills, waste diversion, so instead of just dumping everything into a truck or into a cart that will go to a landfill, figuring out how to implement a recycling program, figuring out how to implement a robust donation program so that you can, instead of throwing away all of the temporary sets that are constructed and the props that are used on set, figure out a nonprofit or figure out an organization that could use these materials and donate. And also looking at how to be smarter on conserving energy, and most importantly, which I think is a key thing for young people who we hope in New York City will be the future workforce for this industry, thinking about how to educate the crew, everybody from the cast to the crew to the principals involved in a production on how to run a sustainable production. So in exchange for conducting these particular requirements in these categories I just mentioned, we ask for submission, first of all, of essentially a spreadsheet that tracks progress and tracks their commitment to these requirements and these goals over the course of a season. And we also, once we have that submitted, we ask for them to provide us with an affidavit that says everything that we did here, especially educating our crew, was aimed to satisfy the requirements. When they do that, we then issue them something which is, I think, familiar to a lot of young people, especially those engaged in and aware of pop culture. The whole idea is to encourage positive peer pressure. So we issue this logo, which is probably on my slide, but I can just hold it up here, the NYC Film Green logo. So I'm going to ask you all to look for this logo. Every production that satisfies the requirements of our program will get to use this logo in their end credits and in their marketing and promotional materials. So we want to make sure that they're aware of it. We celebrate the accomplishments of those productions that are filming green. And we also want to make sure that the public, and young people in particular, are looking out for this mark so that they know if their favorite TV show is also taking care of their environment. So that is, long and the short, what the program is. So far, we've given this wonderful logo to 3 productions: Madam Secretary from CBS, a show called Divorce on HBO, and one that is near and dear to my heart, Sesame Street. So look out for the NYC Film Green Mark of Distinction, and I hope that you will all be a part of what we are trying to encourage, not just in New York City, not just in the United States, but worldwide, a more sustainable way of doing business. So thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you very much, Ken, and thank you to the New York City's Mayor's Office once again.